everybody, and welcome. You are listening to MFL Total Access here at Terry Babas' place, week 1, episode 2. We got our first games in the books.
Yeah, we got our first games in the book. Before we start, do you want to re-explain that contest again?
Yes.
For those who maybe missed it, or for the recapping, for the ones that we didn't understand properly?
Yeah, so basically, what about YouTube? What if they answer on YouTube?
Yeah, I think YouTube counts as well.
Okay, so basically, if you watch the video, hopefully you watch the video, and then you comment.
Not everyone has Facebook, right? So
that's true. Good call. We got some old people watching too. You comment on Facebook or on YouTube, and then at the end of week 6, your name gets put in a hat. Then we pick your name out of a hat, and
week 7, end of week 6, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The end of week 6. So you have to comment on the videos, either YouTube, Facebook. Then your name gets put into a hat. And then if your name gets picked out of the hat, you get half a season off of MFL. Just you, not your team.
I'm surprised Miss Evans didn't comment. I don't believe she did.
No, she didn't comment. However, that was our bad, I think, because we didn't show Miss Evans out.
Yeah, we didn't. Now we did, so...
Yes. You're awesome.
Also, there's Paul Motor Leasing, and he #Go Airborne, so I don't know if that's Jeremy Paul. I think he plays on Airborne.
Ah, okay.
Just confirm with us if it's you on the next comment, so we can know to put the right person in the hat.
He's a good player. Good player.
Everyone else who got their names, so we'll be taking note of that.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Another thing I wanted to shout out is we got an Instagram account that was, we've always had one, but it was not very active. Now it's very, very active. Our videographer, Lauriane, who does an amazing job with the games of the week, it takes care of it, and she posts like highlights pretty often, and I've been looking at them, and they're pretty sick little clips.
Oh, she does the Instagram too?
Yeah, she's the one that, I'm pretty sure that's what John told me. I may be screwing up right now, but I'm pretty sure it's Lauriane that does the Instagram as well.
Awesome.
So it's take a look at that, go follow that. And once again, if you're not on the MFL players page, join it as well, because that's where everyone's asking for subs and whatnot. Anything else?
We're advancing, eh? MFL's getting top shape. I like it.
Oh, another thing. So we're trying to decide on the punishments for the little bet Will, Kevin, John, and I have going on about our weekly picks. So the one that finishes first gets all the money from everyone else, but we want to also punish the one who finishes last. So he doesn't get off easy, and if midway through the season you know you're not going to win it, you still have a competitive advantage going forward, you know? So if you guys want to propose either in private to Will or I, or by commenting what you think a good punishment could be it doesn't have to be the same punishment for everybody. It could be a different punishment for everyone. Like, for example, we threw out there, if Will finishes last, he has to wear a Tom Brady jersey because he hates Tom Brady and he's a huge Dolphins fan. So that'd be a good punishment for Will.
I'd never do that.
I'd
rather go on butt naked.
So you guys could throw out, you could propose stuff, throw out your suggestions, and if ever we choose what you guys gave us as an idea, we'll give you an extra vote for that mid-season
that's a great idea. Did you think about it on the spot?
No, I thought of it before the show, but I forgot to talk to you about it. But I guess I
approve.
I make the decisions here. So yeah, propose. You can propose as many as you want, and the first person to propose something, if we keep that idea, you'll get an extra vote. So you'll have twice the amount of chances to win. And if you propose something and 3 different things for each one of us, or 4 different things for all 4 of us, and we take all 4 of them, well, you have 4 extra votes when we do that first draw week 7.
You don't have great ideas, Terry, usually, but that is a great idea.
My ideas are pretty solid.
What would be, just trying to think, Kevin, what would be a bad thing? I don't think Kevin...
Tattoo of, what he said.
Yeah. Okay. I think Kevin's done so much weird in his life that, there wouldn't be a punishment for him.
We could for sure find something.
He's tried everything.
I agree. I think
you know what I mean?
He has to wear a shirt for the whole fall season is pretty solid. We're not allowed to see him shirtless for the whole fall season. That one's pretty good.
That's a victory for everyone.
Or for next spring, it'll be even harder because it's warmer in the spring, so he takes off shirts probably more often.
What about shaving the beard?
He won't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't do it.
Maybe when he's sleeping, Nick will take the razor. Zoom.
Yeah, that won't happen. Do you have anything else before you wanted to start Div 1?
I think that's it. I'm really excited to be back. 3 fields. And the quality of football was pretty good for week 1. Yeah. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot more sloppy stuff.
Yep.
I do have one more thing I want to say. Yep. Talking to my Russia friends, I refed a couple of games this past week, and it's fair. A lot of new teams. Not everyone reads the whole rule book before starting. A lot of questions regarding the Russia, and a lot of unknown. So, basically the Russia, you're responsible for every part of your body. So, even if you have your hands up in the air and the quarterback throws the football, and in his forward motion, he hits you, it's your fault. So either don't put your hands up in the air, bring them down, make sure you have enough space for the quarterback. The quarterback has to be able to throw the ball and have a full follow-through with his arm and not be able to contact you. That's on you. Whether it hits your head, your arm, it's on you. Another thing, obviously the rusher has to rush from the rusher bag, which is 7 yards away from the line of scrimmage. Feel free to jump in, eh?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And you can be literally on the bag. You have to be at least 1 yard to the left or 1 yard to the right, and up to 2 yards to the left or 2 yards to the right to maintain that immunity that we like to call. So you're still allowed to rush from 7 yards if you're literally on the bag. But if ever there's rusher interference against you, it will not be called. For you to have that special immunity and that straight line proof to the quarterback, you need to be legally set up before the snap takes place.
Okay.
And being legally set up is being between 1 and 2 yards on either side of the bag. If anyone else on your team happens to be in that area on the other side, let's say you're lined up, like, let's say this mic here is the rush bag, and Will and I are each lined up 1 yard to each side of the bag.
Yeah.
I'm rushing, Will's playing safety. It just so happens lined up right there. Usually the middle linebacker, the safety, is lined up near the rusher, right?
Yeah.
If you guys are both in the legal rush zone, you both have the chance to rush.
Yeah.
If no one declares, no one raises their arm, no one says I'm the rusher, none of you have immunity.
Okay.
Even if you are.
Okay.
And that's a little specific one, and I can understand how new teams are not aware of it. So I'm letting you know now. Hopefully you're all watching. I may repeat it again in a couple of weeks if I see it still happens. But the responsibility is on the defense when two rushers are in the zone for one of them to raise their hand and say, hey, I'm the rusher.
Got you.
In that case.
Got you.
If only one rusher's in the rush zone and the offense asks, you still have to respond to them and say, yes, I'm the rusher, even if it's obvious.
Right.
But you have the immunity without having to say it in that case.
Got you. So basically, like, if you're a rusher, it's kind of like in basketball, you have to let the player shoot and follow through and land type of thing.
I guess so.
Like the quarterback, like, psh. Like he has to be able to like maintain his throwing arm without like hitting it to someone.
And another thing, let's say the offense goes on a double hut and goes hut. If as a rusher you leave on the first hut, you have two options. Either you don't rush and then you guys don't send a rusher, or you run back to the rusher bag.
Yeah.
And get to 7 yards again, and then you're allowed to rush.
Different refs call it differently because like some refs, if you're not like exactly go back to 7 yards, they're gonna throw a flag, and some like if you put a foot back and go, they're gonna.
The whole body has to go back behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay. Yeah.
Because to not be offside as a rusher, every part of the body that's touching the ground has to be at or behind the bag.
Got you.
So yeah, I'd suggest you run back, make sure you're clearly crossed the line, and at that point, unfortunately, you don't have immunity because you were not in the legal rush zone at the time of the snap. So if someone interferes with you at that point, it's on you. It's not on them anymore.
Even if you're not offside.
Because you're
not
offside, but you weren't in the legal rush zone at the moment of the snap.
Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often. Like, I mean, teams don't use hut enough.
Well, I mean, it's true they don't use it enough, and at least half the time when they use it, they get a false start penalty.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, no joke. Like, if not more than half the time, like for sure at least half the time, they're gonna get faulted for it. So I don't think it's that much of an advantage, No,
it's probably a disadvantage. Yeah, you're right.
All right, I think I spoke enough.
Most definitely. Yeah, my left ear is ringing.
Let's start with Division 1, Outlaws A-Team.
Yeah.
Apparently, you misspoke last week, and it was not Dave that came up with the A-Team name.
It wasn't. No. It was Chris.
Shouldn't you know this? Like, aren't you part of the team?
I should.
I know it didn't show that you were part of the team, given that you were mostly on the bench, cheerleading them on, and playing in that game. But I still thought you were in the group chat and you saw what was going on.
Yeah, look, I'm a team guy. Whenever a number's called, I'm gonna go on that field. But yeah, it was a very confusing team group chat, to say the least. We didn't know what jerseys we were gonna wear. We didn't know what our team was actually gonna be called. I think there's a chance we still called Honor Game.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting anything more.
No, it's chaotic, but it's a fun chaotic. That's the good thing. So yeah, all that to say, I thought it was Dave, but I guess it was Chris. And I love the team name, even though I don't know much about it. But yeah, about the game, 36-28, close-ish game to begin. I think that when Jeremy Rooney got the interception, returned it to the house, like that's when it was like, okay.
You took the lead at that point.
Yeah, we did, exactly. So we had a shot in that game. I think that once you guys took a 2-score lead going into halftime, when Smuda got the TD on the last play of the first half, I believe it was 22-13. And you're getting ball second half. It was like, we didn't think the game was over, but it's hard to come back down 2 possessions with the other team getting the ball, especially against an offense like your guys. But credit you guys, you didn't have like a lot of your star players that are on your roster. Jaff balled out, had a really good game.
Yeah, I wanted to give credit to Jaff. 12 catches, 104 yards, 1 2-point convert. He had a touchdown taken away from him.
He did.
For that early celebration.
Yeah, he did.
But
well, at least I didn't see Steve give him crap. I'm surprised he didn't lose it.
Why would Steve lose it? We scored like on the next play. No?
Yeah, no, true. But I mean, what if he threw a pick six on the next play?
Yeah, maybe then he would have lost it.
Yeah, true. But yeah, Jaff had a really big game, over 100 yards. And
Steve only gives crap to people mainly when you're there and you're on the team because it's mostly your fault. Like, he doesn't always give crap to everybody,
Yeah, I don't know. It's true. I guess he kind of doesn't have a soft spot for me, and Yeah, he's a bit of a bugger like that. We'll talk about it after the later on. But Joff having a big game. Several catches in that one. No TDs, but still moving the ball down the field. Had a sick one-handed catch on third down. He was really big in that one. Steve obviously having a near-perfect game. Smuda moving the ball down the field for you guys. And Dave Gutowski quietly having
getting
3
those
touchdowns.
tutties.
And it was like after the game, we're like, oh, you balled out. And Dave's like, yeah, I got 3 TDs. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I got 3 TDs. I was like, what do you mean you got 3 TDs?
And I think all 3 were the same drag route in the red zone? At least 2 out of the 3 for sure.
2, and then, I think one of them was like an 8-yard route.
Yeah.
But sure hands, and Dave's gonna have a bigger role this year, obviously on that offense without Marvin. I think it was a good game. You guys I know we lost by 8, but you guys really controlled that game. I think there was some good stuff we did in that game. I think we learned a few things like punting on 4th down,
that early punt. Oh my God, was that shocking? You guys were at midfield.
I know, it was 4th and 7, and we talked about it afterwards, and I think that first game was kind of a learning experience for us. And I don't think we'll be punting anytime soon, unless we're up 2
You're
possessions.
probably on the bench when it happened, but did you have a say in that decision?
No, I didn't. I was quiet week 1. I was getting my feet wet, and now week 2, I'm ready to take charge. But it was a good game.
I don't think you should ever punt against any team in Division 1 especially, but even more so against the Outlaws that can
100%.
score a lot of points.
Yeah, I wish I could disagree with you.
Anything else to say about that game before we move on? What
are the plays that stood out? For me, big plays in that game, Josh went on to catch, but I think like I said, the one that really turned around was that clutch last second TD that you guys got into the first half by the GOAT, Smooth.
Let's go to the other Div 1 game, Centurions Go Cook.
Yes.
That you score kept?
That was a really good game, 21-19. It was a back and forth game, as back and forth can go considering it was low scoring. Does that make sense?
I guess.
So, in other words, it was a game that was pretty low scoring, but you never actually knew who was going to win. There were a lot of interceptions thrown in this game, 6 total, 4 by Dom, 2 by Louis.
It was actually Gabriel, I think, at quarterback.
Gabriel Archambault. Okay, so John didn't change it.
You score kept, so it makes sense that there's mistakes there. But
But I honestly, I love John, but I'm going to have to throw him under the bus because, one of their players disappeared, on the thing. I was doing the scoring thing, and it was boop, he was gone.
I'm pretty sure you made him disappear. If he disappeared, they don't disappear on their own. I've scored kept so many games, and no player's ever literally disappeared from the app on its own.
Well, I think John was just playing with me. It's all good, John. I forgive you. But, okay, so then it was Gabriel Archambault, QB that threw.
I didn't watch the game, but...
it was a QB. Their QB threw.
Oh, yeah, so
exactly. So 6 interceptions in that game total, but I don't necessarily think it was sloppy offense. I think you could tell it was week 1 for the most part. A lot of Dom's picks were kind of just one of them was tipped, another one was they were down, they kind of needed a bunch of yards, so he threw it deep, it was intercepted.
Did Dom not run at all in this game? You probably didn't put the stat in correctly, right?
No, I think he... Well, no, because the rushers were doing a very good job at containing him. That's where defense really stood in this game for both teams.
Yeah, 3 sacks for Francis.
Yeah, 3 sacks for Francis, and Colette having 3 interceptions in that game. Xavier Colette, one of them was beautiful. Actually, all of them were nice, but one of them in particular.
Boris also coming back with 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and he had 2 big ones at crucial times in the game
7 tackles, wow.
You thought that was going to come back and kind of build the momentum, but defense prevailed in this game. I think that both teams learned a lot. I think these guys played 10 times. They're splitting the series 5-5.
And you believe that you're going to make the playoffs over one of these 2 teams?
Yeah.
Okay.
A squad for the win. A team for the win. There's something else I was going to say, but I kind of forget. Oh, yeah, Yvon Desjardins, really nice catch. I believe he only had 3 catches in the game. He had 1 TD, or 2 TDs, but one of his TDs was nice. He kind of just turned around, it fell in his lap, and he did a good job adjusting to the ball as well. A game where there's not much scoring, those plays made a big difference in the game.
6 touchdowns.
Yeah, credit to everyone in that game because it was a well fought game. I do think coming back though, Gokok are gonna need to fix a few things on offense. I just think it was a bit of week 1 jitters maybe, and the fact that Centurions arguably have the best defense in the division. So it was a tough matchup for both teams.
On to Division 2.
Let's get it.
Did you see any of the games? You were part of one game. We'll start with that one actually.
Yeah. Good call.
Arnaud's Rétonnante.
26-13. The Wolves won in that one. That was a weird game. It was actually a really weird game.
What was weird about it?
Tenant, I guess.
The early lead on their first possession, I'm guessing?
Yep, they did. Phil scored a nice tee to start. Put them up by a touchdown. I believe we scored every drive but one. Late on in that game, we weren't able to convert on 4th down. It was a game where Tenant just seemed to be off. I think defensively, they were at the right place at the right time for like most part of the game. It was like a few unlucky bounces. Our receivers made some plays, but offensively, it was just they weren't able to get in a rhythm. There was quite a few drop balls for them, and yeah, it was an uncharacteristic game for Lieutenant. I think you could tell, like, for them it was a week 1 game, and yeah, we were able to capitalize. Our defense played really well. We were able to get James got a nice interception in that game. John Lavoie didn't have a sack in the game, but he did a really good job getting pressure on Lieutenant, the quarterback, and everything. So on Vincent Dion like throws a beautiful ball. Like he was like 2-yard slants to Phil. He was gunning it in there. Like it was like coming in like a fireball.
I think he's a baseball player, so he has that arm.
Exactly. You could tell right off the bat. And I guess maybe his receivers weren't all that ready for his passes. Yeah, we were able to get the big early one, and it was honestly a good one. I thought it was going to be a tighter game, but it was close throughout. I think second half we just kind of took the lead and ran away with it.
I know Phil Farron is arguably one of the best players in the whole league, like Division 1, 2 included. But I wonder, looking at the stats, if ball distribution was more even, if maybe it would have helped Tannant. Like, you're looking at the receptions, yards, it's the Phil Farron show right all the way. And understandably so, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like the first game in a while, so I guess you're favoring your top guy. But I think you need to get more guys involved. Like, this team also has other ballers, notably the Smonktil and others. So, like, I really think you need to start getting other guys involved as much as Phil, because, like, who was covering Phil today, that game?
For the most part, it was. I'm not going to give away our defense, but I was on his side, and like we kind of cheated to that side.
Makes
a little
sense bit. Why he had a good game.
He had like 13 targets, 7 catches, so it looks like he had a good game. But if you look at targets, he did drop a few balls in that game. Yeah,
apparently Kevin said he actually dropped.
I mean, I wasn't going to mention it until you like decided to throw me under the bus. But yeah, Phil. He had he had uncharacteristic.
So you dropped the balls because you were there?
No, not necessarily.
It doesn't make you come over the bus after.
No, I mean, maybe, who knows if he dropped it because I was there. Like, it's possible he was like, oh crap, Bull's there, I got to catch him. No, but no, we played really good collective team defense.
As long as he keeps those drops for MFL.
Yeah, it's chill. Yeah, just MFL. He knows what we mean by that. But I totally agree with you. I was going to mention that, and you kind of stole my answer.
Bad drops? Like, you rarely see this guy dropping balls.
I know, it was surprising. Like.
Say truthfully.
No, they were bad drops. But Vincent Dion was like gutting it in there, and it was almost like.
He's used to Steve's soft passes, I guess.
You said it, not me, but yes, that's kind of what it was, and it's
it's not a bad thing. His balls are super catchable.
Yeah, 100%, and it's like super receiver friendly. I think it's just a matter of time before like they start hitting. But Simon Thiel, like he could be a wide receiver 1 on any Division 2 team. Of course, like having Phil on the team is like a little bit tougher, but he wasn't really used much in this game. It was a few shots deep that Vincent Dion threw to him that we had good coverage, but I totally agree with you. I think this team would be at best if Vincent Dion is having a good game 1 week and the number 1 receiver, and then the next 2 weeks is Phil. Whereas it's not just Phil, and then Vincent Dion's like that wide receiver 2, 3.
Yeah. Another thing you mentioned, John Lavoie didn't have any sacks in this game, but like I think he had like 3 in Division 3. Had the tides turned? Like last year he was getting none in Division 3 and just true. In Division 2. Like
yeah. I think he kind of took that to heart, and he was like, you know what, let's ball it on D3, and he was all over the place in Division 3. We'll talk about that game a little later on.
Did you get a glimpse or see anything about Red Zone ICs?
Nope.
So looking at the score, it was a complete blowout. Tough first game for Eric Sanchez. Good to see some guys back that we haven't seen in a while, like Thomas on ICDs, for example.
Yeah, he was so
back
cool.
Up that energy.
He came up to say hi, and like we dabbed each other up.
You dabbed each other's up.
Yeah. It was good to see him.
Francois Rochette getting a pick in that game, but I think it was all the Mike Roy and Red Zone team. 25 for 29, 250 yards, 6 touchdowns. Surprisingly, threw up an interception. I didn't see any of that game either, and I think Kevin recapped it in his article, so we can move on to Div 3.
Talk about dissecting a defense there for Red Zone.
So Division 3. We had a couple of games Division 3.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any?
I saw a bit of Iron Wolves D3 and Chiefs.
I also caught the ending of that one. Let's start with that one.
So, Terry, believe it or not, it was 26-0 Chiefs.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that. Not because Chiefs can't score that many points, just because Iron Wolves let up that many points, and in that span didn't score any of their own. 26
points were the Chiefs up by. Final score was 34-28. Iron Wolves D3 came back in this one. Ryan McSweeney, who we didn't know he could quarterback.
He did do a lot of stuff right, though, so I'm not surprised he quarterbacked that well.
Yeah, 100%. And like I think you mentioned to him, like he didn't run once.
Yeah.
And I think that for a guy that's playing quarterback for one of the first times, like if you don't see anything open, you want to tuck the ball and run and scramble, because it's like your first
Especially
instinct.
when he has that playmaking ability.
100%. And he took 4 sacks, and you look at me like, whoa, that's not a good thing. But like it shows he wasn't gonna force the ball downfield. You know what I mean? He threw no interceptions in this game. He threw one, sorry, but he went 4 touchdowns to the 1 pick. So it shows that look, like he was scoring and he was content taking a sack if need be. And a lot of quarterbacks who have played quarterback for a while don't do that, right? Like I mean, he had the tendency of not wanting to like take a sack, throw the ball, okay, it'll be incomplete. Hopefully, it doesn't get picked. But yeah, he was mature enough not to feel he needed to run when he didn't have it, not to feel he needed to force the ball when it wasn't there. He looked really good, and I was really impressed by this Chiefs team. Like, if you would have told me that McSweeney, one of their better receivers, was going to play quarterback, who's not the starting quarterback. We both picked Iron Wolves in this game.
100%.
And Chiefs looked really impressive. It's going to be a fun match playing them this week.
Yeah, and like when you look at their roster, they got studs across the board, like François Rochette and Jeremy Rooney, each getting a pair of touchdowns.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's not even considering Sweeney, who's also a stud receiver. They even have James Nguyen, 5 catches for 65 yards in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Rochette had a really nice TD. It was the back of the end zone. He like fell down. And he like
Aren't all his catches nice?
Yeah, I don't think like he knows how to catch like a not nice catch.
Even if it's a regular 5-yard hill, he'll make it nice like a 25-yard yak afterwards.
100%. Yeah, what do you? I guess I'll throw you on the spot here. Question marks for Iron Wolves D3, a little bit surprising, or do you think that it was look they're down 26-0? They started off the season a little bit slow. It's understandable, or do you think this raises a few red flags?
Yeah, I was gonna ask like when it was 26-0, was that Chiefs playing really well, or was it Iron Wolves playing really poorly? And I think it was a mix of both.
Yeah.
And looking at the final score and looking how they fought back, I don't think I'd be too worried.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
same.
I think Chiefs, surprisingly, not surprisingly, maybe just based on how they played in previous seasons and having missed the playoffs last year, are going to be a really good team this year.
Yeah.
So I think Iron Wolves battled, and the game ended with a 1-score game against a really good D3 team, who maybe we just thought we took them later because of like their past results. But all these players that we mentioned on this Chiefs roster got way better since last year, and they were already good players.
Yeah, totally.
And they were missing their quarterback and leader in Avery. So like it was interesting that he didn't play with them, but then he played later on in the day with Average Joe subbing in for Jason.
Hey, maybe he had a brunch early on in the morning because that was an earlier game, right?
Yeah.
But crazy, I think that like when you think of the Chiefs, like how like kind of like to jump on what you said, like they weren't good last year. Like now I could see them being as one of the favorites. You know, like I think they're one of the favorites. Maybe it's too early, but like it is early. But if like
if they beat us this Saturday, then
yeah. But we put pressure on us.
Well, Kevin already put enough by saying it was a championship or bust.
Yeah, Kevin. What does Kevin know?
And the Chiefs game's at 12:30, and Average Joe's played at 2 right after. So
true. Maybe he had a brunch that ended at 1:45.
I saw a little bit of the Jackrabbits Jagerbomb game. I saw JC throwing nice footballs, like 22 for 40, 22 for 41, 179 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception for a guy filling in a quarterback who never really plays quarterback. That's decent, and like his balls were nice. Like he was going through his reads.
Sorry, continue.
He was going through his reads and all, and like I was surprised. I'm like, man, does this guy play quarterback all winter and we didn't know? Obviously, having JC at the receiver and having another quarterback would help this team a lot. But I don't know who's their quarterback going to be going forward till Nico comes back from that injury. We
actually, Marvin and I saw Nico.
Yeah, I saw him at the field also.
Yeah, after we brought pizza back for you guys that you had for lunch. And poor guy, he like, we fell for him. Like, you could tell he really wants to be out there. He had like a thing on his finger.
On his throwing hand?
Yeah. And then you could tell like, you can tell he was upset. Like
Chris has a bunch of broken bones in his fingers, and
he's
still able to throw, catch, and everything. So, Chris, my guy, if you got any tips for Nico, let him know. I'm sure the guy wants to be back on the field.
That's actually a great idea.
He has a finger going this way when it's supposed to go that way, and he's like still throwing dimes. So like,
good call, Terry. That was a good one. But yeah, Nico. Good for Nico to come out, right? Like that's
obviously
that
you always want to be out, but I agree that it's so much harder once you're out there
and like watching and stuff like that. Yeah. I think JC will stick the quarterback. What is your guess? Like this week, do you think JC is going to throw for them? I don't know. Are they on a bye? Hope not.
No, it's the Jackrabbits old school.
Demand ball.
I want to say the logical answer is yes. Like JC would stick with them because like it's hard to find another quarterback like on such short notice. But like my gut's saying no. My gut's saying they're going to bring someone in.
Like a sub.
Yeah.
Like he'll play the 5 games until Nico comes back, or it'll be like
until Nico comes back.
Yeah.
Any other games in D3?
Yeah, they're quite a. Well, there was Leon quarterback in Manitoba Boys.
Yes.
Low scoring game. I didn't know Leon was going to be the quarterback for Manitoba Boys.
I believe their quarterback replacement that came in the winter was going to miss the playoffs and miss a bunch of games. So they told him, like, we'll look to try and find someone else. And then I think they got Leon. And now, looking from what Kevin wrote in his article, I think Leon's going to be their quarterback going forward.
Nice.
Didn't have the sexiest stat line.
Yeah, definitely not.
12 for 26, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. But he got the dub, so like that's what matters, right?
For real.
Apparently, this game was ended by a safety. There was a tie game, and then there was a safety by Jeremy Booth that ended the...
No way.
You even spoken about this, I think, before.
Who?
Yeah. The game was 12-12, and then with 5 minutes left, Dyke got sacked for a safety.
Booth coming up clutch.
Yeah.
It was definitely not me who told you that. I'm surprised you'd ever mistake me for anyone else.
No. I read it in Kevin's article, but I felt that before we started filming, when you came in, we spoke about that.
That's false. Crazy, though. Sacked to end the game. Who said defense can't win games or championships? I'm sure there's a rush you like that, right?
Sorry?
I'm sure there's a rush
Yeah,
like
but it's not true that defense wins championships. It's a false statement.
I agree with you.
When you look at past stats, like
Totally.
top offenses have won championships just as much as top defenses. There's even a book on it.
You told me about that, eh?
Yeah.
Mathematician.
It is a mathematician, actually, who wrote it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant you're a mathematician.
So, were we done with this? Not many Div 3 games that we saw, eh?
No, there wasn't.
Surprising to see Rosshouse only score 13 points. I saw them out early, really warming up a lot.
Yeah. The two-headed studs there, Jason Edwards, Laurent Foucault, identical stat line. 90 yards.
One had 8 catches, the other one had 9.
Yeah, 2 TDs.
One had a convert.
That's with Nick Igley only getting like 3 catches for 19 yards.
Wait. Oh, yeah, I guess English started the game.
So I don't know. So Avery quarterback, right? Exactly. But Jason
Ryan
is the quarterback
Flood,
of the team.
I think he won. He did win best receiver, Winter D2. Only 1 catch in this game.
Hey, he's a team player. Team with the dub.
All right. Div 4?
Yeah. Div 4. A lot of interesting storylines in Div 4, I guess to say early on in the season. A few games I caught. You weren't roughing or scorekeeping any of these games,
Yeah,
eh?
Sooners 45, Canal Club.
Oh, true. And you had a cool story with Sooners 45, eh?
Yeah, but before that, let's start with, you know when you say, like, gotta give credit where credit is due?
100%.
What's the opposite of that?
You gotta give blame where blame is dealt.
Yeah, okay.
It's
and I remember back in the days,
warranted.
Kevin used to have, he has like his player of the weeks?
Yeah.
When he first started his articles, he had the stars of the week and the duds of the week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like the worst player of the week. Oh. And he literally called out guys like, oh, you had 5 drops in this week. And it was pretty bad. Like
I wish I could say I was surprised.
And I don't know why, like, he stopped it. I don't know, maybe John told him it was not nice. But I know because he did it for like a couple of seasons. But I remember, I think it was the beginning of last year, Kevin had thrown a couple of picks already. And he had like 0 sacks against midway through the season.
Okay.
Or even closer to the end of the season.
It's like he wasn't taking sacks, in other words.
Yeah, but like he was taking credit to it, and he was like blabbing about how he's such a great quarterback because he's never gotten sacked. And he's like, my goal some quarterbacks say my goal is to throw 0 picks.
Right.
His goal is to get sacked 0 times. I think it was week 9 he got sacked for the first time when I was reffing the game.
Yeah.
And he was so pissed. Well, I'm exaggerating. He wasn't that pissed. He was just like, I didn't make it to my goal. And this week 1,
yeah,
in his first game, he got sacked 5 times.
5.
And then in his second game, he got sacked 4 times. So he got sacked a total of 9 times in 2 weeks when he was taking so much credit for not getting sacked.
Maybe he learned his lesson, and in years past, he saw that he wasn't able to win a championship.
I mean, he also threw 4 picks in those 2 games, so...
Okay. So safe to say it wasn't a great weekend for him. But they won.
Yeah. They won against the free agent team, who still doesn't have a name, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, Kev.
Put an asterisk on that one.
Yeah.
So let's go to the Sooners 45 Canal Club. So... I already told you why Sooners 45, their team name is Sooners 45.
Yeah.
Very cute story. But Canal Club, take a guess why their name's Canal Club. Because I think you kind of critiqued it last week also.
Canal Club.
So I asked them, I got to know why the team name is what.
True. Okay, so that's double C. They love the letter C?
No, they all live near the canal.
The canal.
Lachine Canal.
Oh, okay.
They all live near there, so...
Is that like close to us?
Yeah, it's not far from here.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really not far from Indy.
Is it nice?
Yeah, it is nice.
Canal Club.
Nice to go. I feel you for sure passed in front of it.
Yeah,
Like,
I
a
wouldn't
lot
know
of
if I
people
did,
walk,
though.
picnic there in the
Nice.
summer.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So 2 new teams. One team, Sooners 45, had played like a while ago, like 5 years ago. First thing that really impressed me, François Rochelot's a good quarterback. His stats might not show it right now, but I think the guy's for sure played like before flag, or like he'd been throwing the ball a lot with his friends.
Yeah.
Like he was going through his reads. He wasn't like, I feel Sooners 45 need to simplify their playbook a little bit in the sense that it's not true what Kevin was saying, they're always running like trick plays, but they're trying to go deep often and take what the defense is giving you. Like there were a lot of times that they were running a drag, but he wasn't throwing the drag, he was just throwing the further route, whereas Canal Club was taking those little hooks, those outs, and all that.
Yeah.
And François Rochelot also has legs. Like, that guy could run.
Really?
That when he was taking off, he ran 7 times for 50 yards and a touchdown.
Okay.
But like the field didn't help him. At one point he took off. There was one in front of him and he literally slipped and it was like one of the first games of the day. Was it the first game?
Like that's not even the turf monster. At this point, it's like the turf like destroyer, or like the LeBear monster. Because it's not the turf monster. Like every football field has a turf monster, but LeBear is just different.
Yeah,
like they have, like,
and it was like
bombs.
the first game of the day. So like imagine by like the last game on that field.
Yeah, for real.
Ev Charbonneau caught a nice touchdown. And what else?
Was it like a last second? Like was it tied 13-13, like a last second TD, or did you like?
Oh yeah, the ending was crazy.
Okay.
But before I get to that,
Yeah.
I just want to check something.
What about jerseys?
I feel neither team had jerseys in this game.
That would make sense. Yeah, a lot of pennies being used this week. But yeah, I think that even for us on A squad or 8, I don't know why I click on A squad.
Sounds nicer, no?
Yeah, it does. 8-team A squad. I was gonna say the A group. We may have new jerseys coming up.
So yeah, Sooners 45 ran a couple of running plays where literally had a running back in the backfield, like actually behind the quarterback.
Okay.
And like the quarterback turns around and gives it to him, and like you can't. It's really hard to break tackles, especially on this field.
Yeah.
Like I'd suggest maybe having like a reverse or like a guy coming in motion.
Yeah.
Something like that. But this team had a lot of good players on it. Like they have Mike Jazzy, who has experience.
Okay.
And it shows that their captain on defense, who I believe is the father of the quarterback, was really rallying his troops, and like he was there before explaining routes and everything and stuff like that. So like I really think Sooners 45 is going to be a good team by season end. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the ending of this game.
Yeah.
So Canal Club, I think, had a 2-score lead at one point. Yeah, they were up 19-6. So then, with about 5 minutes left, Sooners 45 score a touchdown to make it 19-12.
Okay.
And then Canal Club marches down the field.
Yeah.
And then they throw an interception in the
red zone.
In the red zone with barely any plays left. Like, I'm going to check now. There was 25 seconds left when they threw that interception.
Shoot.
And so then, incomplete pass, run for 7 yards. And then it's 4th down. Last play.
So they need to get like a 38-yard TD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly a 38-yard TD.
Okay.
Last play of the game. Quarterback launches it. Says his prayers. There's a roughing the passer penalty on the play. So automatically you know the play is going to be extended. Bearing even if there's defense penalty, they would.
Like offset? Or?
Yeah. So we just have another play. But the ball is caught. 33 yards downfield. At the 5-yard line.
Bruh.
So then the penalty gets tacked on, half the distance to the goal. 1 play left.
So they're at the 2.5-yard line.
Yeah, 1 play left from their own
That's
13.
Crazy. Okay.
And unfortunately, they didn't complete the comeback at that point. The ball went incomplete.
Okay.
But what an exciting ending for a game that you thought was out of hands. It was like 19-6 with 5 minutes left, right?
That is nuts.
I really believe both these teams. Remember how we said Kevin's Phoenix are by far the favorites when we had no idea who was there? But I think both these teams could give Phoenix a run for their money.
Damn,
definitely
exciting.
Yeah,
like that's pretty impressive seeing that after week 1, right? Like I mean, week 2, week 3, like you kind of get a feeling of like who's going to be good, who's not. But you can tell right away, like you said, quarterbacks of these games like throwing good balls. Like if this team's a good team, it's gonna like be on their quarterbacks. And I think that like once you see a quarterback is good without even having like good stat line, like you know this team's in for a good run.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw Mustard Tigers Airborne. I score kept that game. I think I score kept the game correctly. 18-6 was the final score. Shout out to Airborne. Mustard Tigers were 5 guys, Terry.
Wait, who's 5 guys?
Mustard Tigers.
They played the game with 5 guys?
And so did Airborne, even though they had a full roster.
So they could have played with 6.
Guillaume was super nice. So we're on the sideline. I was like, whoa, Airborne's playing with 5 guys. And one of the guys was like, yeah, Guillaume's just too nice. And I was like, that's a matter of respect. So Airborne's played the game with 5 guys. Mustard Tigers were only 5. But then after that, Nico ended up subbing for Mustard Tigers.
Okay.
And then Airborne played their 6 guy because I believe they were 7 or 8.
Nico who?
Potvin.
Okay.
Yeah. He had 2 interceptions in this game. I only gave him 1 because Gabby was like, bro, he's not on the team, whatever.
What kind of explanation is that?
It's Gabby, you gotta ask him. But he helped me, but respect Gabby for helping me. Nico also had a sick catch in this game, a sick TD catch that wasn't recorded because he was a sub.
Okay.
Guillaume, the more I see him, the more I think that he's a better quarterback than I thought he was, because he was throwing very catchable balls and deep balls too that they were either dropped or the receiver lost it in the sun or the receiver stumbled. But he knows. I think right now I haven't seen him play before. I don't know how long he's been playing flag, but I feel right now he's in his element. This is the best he's been playing at the quarterback position. And unfortunately, he just didn't have enough playmakers on making plays on this team for that day. But I do see he has a good team. It was kind of just an off day for them. Mustard Tigers played really well. This is No's father and son had a good game. John Morris had a really good game
Brian
too.
Mustard's not the quarterback, or he just wasn't there?
He just wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Dad Janot's throwing, Tom Janot's throwing, and yeah.
Did you ask why they went down to the 4?
I didn't.
Okay.
Maybe I will. But impressive game by Mustard Tigers. They were only 5, and even though they played against 5, they put up 18 points, but it feels like they scored more, and to not have your quarterback and still get the W was impressive.
Did you say anything about the Serial Killers Wizards besides the fact that our boy Serial Killers won?
Serial Killers won. Good to see them back.
Did you tell me that you saw Wizards running with a running back?
Yeah, so Wizards Group SG literally had a running back almost every single play.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they would have the quarterback had sick glasses, by the way. But so he would line up his shotgun, then he would have a running back, and he would either give it or fake give it, and he would throw it back it was like an NFL offense.
And when they give it, would he get yards or would he get tackle behind line of scrimmage?
It was if they get yards, it'd be 1 or 2. The thing is, I was telling Kevin, this team has athletes. Group SG has athletes. It's just a matter of them getting plays now. They have guys that can make catches, that could defend. They were giving Serial Killers a tough time. And Serial Killers obviously have played flag before and were a pretty good team in years past. But Wizards of Group SG, you can tell they have ballers. It's just about being organized, getting to the field early, and working on plays. Okay. But credit Serial Killers. They had a good game, came in with a dub. Snapper had a really big game too.
I think it was one of the players of the week.
He was making really good catches. His snaps come in like missiles. His snaps come in the way Vincent Dion throws the ball.
I saw Kevin wrote that in his article.
Yeah, it was crazy.
How was the quarterback catching the snap? How did he not break his fingers?
It's a great point. It must have been a good... Well,
imagine how hard he could throw the ball then.
Good point. Could be controversy. No, I doubt it. They want him a snapper.
Because we're seeing hard snaps. Way to steer shit up the media, eh?
That's true. Or what if he's a quarterback and he snaps him and then he throws a snap?
Say what?
You can do that. Let's say you're snapping to me and I'm quarterback and then I catch it, the quarterback what to throw, and I throw snap.
You throw the ball underhand.
Yeah.
You can't do that in the red zone, though.
True. So maybe they'll switch quarterbacks in the red
zone. But you can't go put the ball to the ground and snap it backwards to throw it either.
You can't?
Well,
I mean, you get I could turn, face the offense and then throw it.
Yeah. Well, you could turn back to the offense.
Yeah, exactly.
And throw it between your legs.
Yeah. I think he's good enough to do that.
Okay.
Maybe a first. You never know.
On to D5?
D5.
I refed Improbable Buck.
Yeah.
Really good game, but both teams were super nice. And Bob played a couple of played last year in the spring, I believe, not in the fall.
Yeah.
Buck is a team that looks like they've all played together, or for the most part, most of them have played together in high school. And it's going to just take them some time to get more used to the game, the smaller field and all that. Yeah. But they got Rosalie, who has a bunch of experience who could help them. She scored a nice touchdown in this game. That quarterback, Pascal Pilon, she's a pretty good quarterback.
She seems shifty. I saw a few times she was going to get sacked and she moved around the sack.
She was making the rusher look silly a little bit. She could have run way more often than she did for a lot of yards.
Yeah.
One thing that they got to do is they got to have better plays called for them, because I feel she was going deep often.
Right.
And maybe that's what you do on a full field, but now on this smaller field, it's all about the short game, right? And picking defenses apart and just call 5-yard hooks, call drag routes, call slants. that's going to make your offense go a long way. Like, put the ball into your playmaker's hands and let them do the work, right? Because, like, she could make the right read it, and she has the arm to make the right throw.
Yeah.
But she was really trying to go deep often. She also had a couple of drops from her team, which is normal for week 1, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I could see this team being a good team by season's end. They just got to get a little better with their play calling. Shout out to their rusher who had Mousseline Pigeon-Lucier, who had 2 sacks in this game.
Nice.
And Improbable looked like a really good team as well. Charles Coulomb back at quarterback from that injury.
Yeah, good to see him back.
Over 100 yards, 4 TD, just 1 pick. Goldrick balled out. Mathieu had a nice touchdown and a 1-point convert.
Nice.
Always nice to see him play well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I saw Goldrick get a nice TD. Like, he caught it, deked 3 goals at the same time, then ran his way in the end zone. Nice long play for them.
Mm-hmm.
Good stars, good stuff. I like it.
I didn't see the Phoenix Drama Club game, but I heard Kevin before the game saying he's going to score 180 points because apparently he doesn't like Simon or something like that. And then he scored 0 points. The only points were a pick 6 by Vince.
Yeah.
So like he was asking me what's the record for the most points scored in a game, this, that. Ended up scoring 0, so you got to do better, Kevin.
Big donut.
Yeah.
I don't think he was too happy with Simon during that game either.
Yeah.
Could hear. My mom could hear him all the way from NDG.
Well, it wasn't that far from the park, so.
Yeah, true.
Did you see any other D5 games?
Nope, that was it. We had an interview with Night Triangles that we may put impressive win by them. Fun interview. It was actually a really bad interview, but it was fun doing the interview.
You didn't watch the game?
No,
So
I
how'd you
was.
interview them?
They're cool guys.
Okay.
And they put up 40 points. And yeah.
Wow, William Brown, 14 for 21, 136, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah, good ball distribution. Look at that. 3-3-3.
I guess there's a couple of subs in here that we're
Yeah,
not seeing.
I think so. They're getting, I think, Victor next week.
And who's their quarterback going forward? Is it William?
Yeah, I believe it's William.
Okay.
Cool name.
Tyler with 3 sacks in this game.
Yep. He shuttled himself out during the interview too, which was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, why'd you guys win? He's like, well, we had a really good rusher. And I was like, I assume you were the rusher? He's like, yep. Good stuff. You got to give yourself a pat on the shoulder time to time.
Here with Night Triangles, very impressive win, 40-12. Guys, what happened?
We started off weak.
Yeah.
We started off 5 people. Yeah. And then we got John from Mustard Tigers to bail us out.
Nice. That's good. Yeah. Defensively, giving up 12 points. What's the secret?
We got a lot of sacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I assume you were rushing.
I think it's all about good communication, you know,
Yeah.
and a bit of shit talk on the side.
There. Can we expect, thanks, yeah, beliefs. Can we expect this week in, week out, or was this a fluke, boys?
Well, next week we have Victor, so it's just going to be worse for the opponents.
Yeah, okay. Nice. Well, Victor, pressure's on you. Thanks for the interview, boys. Hey, you're welcome.
Anything else about D5 that caught your eye?
Good matchups this week.
Destroyed Heisenberg, 41-12.
Yeah.
Those are the battle of 2 free agent teams that gladly have a name. So props to you guys for having a name. So that's a win for both teams.
Respect, definitely. I think they also have a really good defense because, offensively, their quarterback threw 4 interceptions this game
yards.
and less than 100 yards, and they still won because the defense got them 6 interceptions in this one.
Wow.
Shut down D.
Yep. Back to D1 to preview the week that's coming up.
I like it. We gave our predictions last week. Who's first?
Kevin.
Kevin's first. I'm last. But we know that's not going to stay the same.
So we only got one game in D1 this week. Bitter Boys making their season debut
Yep.
against Centurions, who are 1-0.
Yep.
What's the recipe for not disaster for Bitter Boys this week?
I think it's going to be JS making the right read at the quarterback position. We know if there's a nice ball, it's going to be him making the right read, moving the chains, and Centurions have a good defense, so trying to exploit the areas that they leave open.
Yeah, 100%. I think he has to take what the defense gives them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think defensively, Mario could have a good game plan for this. And the rusher, Felix Bergeron, is a big boy. He could really put his arms up and cover Gabriel's vision.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I don't have as a rusher. He had a pretty good season last year. And yeah, obviously it'll help if they have Guillaume Benoit on that defense, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry,
Guillaume
Bernard.
Bernard? Yeah, don't worry. I know exactly what you meant.
I have a friend named Guillaume Benoit.
Okay. See how good I am? I knew exactly what you meant, bro.
I mean, there's not that many Guillaumes on Bitter Boys, right?
That's true.
Who also have a last name that's like a first name.
Yeah.
Wasn't that?
Think about that. He's going to have a big game, too, for them to have a chance.
Yeah. But I think it's definitely a winnable game for them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Division 2, we got 2 games. Outlaws, Nice TDs. Probably going to be a one-sided game. Let's go preview Red Zone, L'étonnante.
I made my pick for this game, but it took me a while to make the pick. We'll give our picks later on.
Yeah.
I think this game is going to be close. L'étonnante are going to play much better this week than they did last week. It's going to be curious to see if they can slow down Mike Roy and that Red Zone offense.
And this is a rematch of the quarterfinals where Red Zone were not able to stop L'étonnante, scoring on every single drive and going to the finals after Red Zone had that 1 seed.
Revenge game.
Probably is, eh?
Yep.
I'll give my pick later as well.
Yeah, let's save them for later.
But I could really go back and forth on that one.
Yeah, I did, but I made my pick in the end.
A bunch of games in Division 3.
Yes. 2 games at 9:30 in the morning.
We have no choice to preview old school Jackrabbits, right?
The Demers Bowl.
Yeah. Or the old school bowl, because Demers on his Jackrabbits jersey.
Yeah.
The name behind his shirt is old school.
For real?
Yeah.
So is he secretly cheering for old school?
If his team gets eliminated, we know he will be, right?
Yes, exactly. And it is his birthday.
On that day, it is. So if you see Mathieu Demers at the field, we make sure you wish him happy birthday.
Let us know how old you are. I believe it's 60 or is it 61? Just kidding.
I don't think Luke's a day over 30.
No, 100%. I was just kidding. I'd say even like 31. Good game. I think this one's going to be tight. I think this one is going to come down to converts.
I think it all depends with the quarterback, right?
For
Jackrabbits?
Yes.
Was there a question mark around who's the quarterback for old school?
No. No, it's a good point. No, I think JC's going to quarterback for Rabbits. But it does come down to that.
You want to place a bet?
Yeah, I think it's going to be JC.
I might have some insider information that I'm not allowed to share, so it wouldn't be fair for me to bet with you.
You're being honest. Well, it's a first.
I'm usually an honest guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I can't say I'm not honest.
Well, he's fairly honest.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
I think lots of emotion's going to be in this game.
Yeah. Big game, both teams.
Both
teams coming in 0-1, right?
Yes.
So
we're going to have an 0-2 team after that week, and both teams, in my eyes, could be playoff teams. So
facts. It's early on in the season, but it's a 10-game season. You don't want to fall in that 0-2 hole. A big week, folks, for a lot of teams.
We also got Les Panaches and Average Joe's. It's a rematch for our winter finals.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a good one. Jason probably making his debut.
He took the week off, so he was still celebrating the winter championship.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, he had a wedding, but he was celebrating the winter championship at the wedding.
Of course, that was, he made sure to tell everyone that he won the championship at the wedding. I think, we look at, all the, I think it's, the 2 o'clock time slot of this week, there's 3 really good games on.
What's the third one?
Don't know. I know that...
Channel Club, Flamboyant Flamingos.
Yes, exactly. Good stuff.
I guess we could preview that one.
Sure.
In D4.
Flamboyant Flamingos, they're back. Different team, though. You have some inside information.
No, I just looked at the rosters.
Oh.
You had the same information as me.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do more homework than you.
That takes looking at the rosters and going on the computer. And,
yeah. Lots of teams making their season debut this week. Black Diamonds, Sour Peeps, Flamingos, Super Friends. Yeah, that's it. But it's a good group of teams that didn't play last week that are playing their first game this week, right?
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a packed week this week in the Bear.
Yeah, so there's so many. We're going to have so many interesting storylines next week. How did the Flamingos do? How did Super Friends do?
Yeah.
Sour Peeps with Mario at quarterback.
Has he ever thrown before?
I'm sure he's thrown a football in his life.
Has he ever thrown in a flag football game before?
I think I have a vague memory of him throwing a 1-point subbing for a team.
So that probably means no. Okay, so he hasn't thrown before.
I remember he had and there was 2 divisions at the time. He had a team in each division, or there was a team called Spritz at one point.
Is it drink?
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, it's do you notice all his team names have to do with drink? Mario has an alcohol company.
Oh,
they
that's what he posts on
showing it up.
Facebook.
Oh my god.
Got it.
Sour Peeps because his drinks are bitter sour. Spritz is because it's an Aperol Spritz.
Got it. But it's a cool logo. It's like a Sour Patch Kid. I just want to eat it up.
Okay. So yeah, guess we're gonna have a lot of games to recap next week.
A ton. Big show.
Hopefully we'll get to watch a couple more than we did last week.
Yeah. Depends if you leave early again.
Division 5. Phoenix Titans. How are Phoenix gonna bounce back from that 0-point offensive showout?
Hopefully score more than 0 points.
Yeah.
I think they will score more than 0 points. I don't know if they'll win, though.
We got Heisenberg, who gave up a 40-burger playing against a team that also scored a 40-burger last week.
You know what that spells? Trouble.
Okay, Will's getting tired. I think it's time to make our picks. Who do you got? Bitter Boys, Centurions.
Give me the big C. Centurions.
I got the same. We'll try to go 1-1, okay?
We'll try and go 1-1.
Like,
meaning...
you go for your pick, I'll give a pick, you give a pick.
We're not going to both pick the same game?
No. We're both pick, but who goes first in giving their pick?
Okay, yeah, trust.
Trust. The page is unloading, so I get the Div 2 games. Okay, Outlaws, nice cities. I got Outlaws.
I got Outlaws by a lot.
Red Zone, L'étonnante.
I went back and forth in this one. Give me ours head, baby. Red Zone.
I also got Red Zone. I believe L'étonnante are more of a late season team.
Yeah.
In seasons past, they always make that, like, they're always, like, middle of the pack during the season, and at the end of the season, make that push, and then they go, like, ham and, like, make it to the finals, and then lose in the finals.
Yeah.
Whereas Red Zone are a more consistent team during the season. So I got Red Zone.
Good analysis. I agree.
Thunder Buddies Chiefs cannot pick this game, but
No.
I predict a lot of points being scored.
Because you're quarterback?
No, just because I feel like the nature of both teams are
Yeah,
very
yeah.
offensive, and, like, if you look at last year, like, we both had weak defenses, I think.
I totally agree.
Okay. So not because I'm not.
Who's calling D for us?
We'll decide Saturday.
Okay.
I feel like I already spoke about this, but obviously you don't remember a lot of things.
There you go.
Jagerbomb, Manitoba Boys.
Leon won
Both
last...
coming off a win.
Yeah, Leon won last week with not a good performance. I think he has a better performance this week. However, give me Jagerbomb.
I'm also going with Jagerbomb. Iron Wolves Bin.
Tough one. I'm going Iron Wolves. Getting their first win of the season.
Same, but if I pick them 2 weeks in a row and they lose.
Doesn't look good on us.
Hey, John was talking about the Iron Wolves curse. Remember last week when I picked you guys over Tannant?
Yeah.
John came up to me, he was like, okay, so now we're going to lose because you picked us, and you guys ended up winning. So now I could pick Iron Wolves
There you go.
and feel safe about it.
Usually you don't pick us.
But now it's happening in D3. I picked them and they're losing, so I think the curse just went to D3. We'll see. Please be Ben. I don't want Kevin to win the...
Oh, wait, Kevin picked Ben?
No, probably not. He probably picked the same... No, he picked Iron Wolves as well.
Okay.
Jackrabbits Old School.
I forget who I picked this game. Go first.
You picked Jackrabbits. I also picked Jackrabbits.
Jackrabbits. Why?
We're a little more organized this week. We made our picks before the show.
Yeah.
But we don't remember them now, so like...
No, come on. I did it like a full 12 hours
I think it's
ago.
better to make them on the spot and then just write them in the sheet
Fact,
afterwards.
Facts. Give me Jackrabbits.
Panache Average Joes.
I went back and forth in this one. Did you go back and forth in this one?
Yes.
I'm going Average Joe's.
Same. Why are you going Average Joes?
That roster's stacked. Like, even if Jason tries to lose a game, I don't think he can with that roster.
Idaho Raw Sauce.
I'm going to go with Raw Sauce bouncing back. Disappointing week 1, better week 2.
Idaho had a very, very impressive week.
Very impressive, yes.
They beat Panache, who are a very good team.
Yeah.
But I was going Raw Sauce. I'll say it was like I think it's going to be a very, very close game. I think Raw Sauce have the experience to win this one. And, yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if Idaho wins. If Idaho wins this one and I pick twice against them, I'll pick you guys till you lose afterwards.
Fair.
I'll just see who they're playing the week after.
Who's playing the week after?
Idaho, like, say they win if like they're playing Thunder Buddies or like a Niagara Bomb or something. Div 4.
Yep. Black Diamonds versus...
Les Bouchers.
So Les Bouchers making their comeback, right? Because they didn't play last week. They had a bye.
They also didn't play last fall.
That's true. I'm going to go Black Diamonds.
Why?
Les Bouchers is going to be a tad bit rusty coming in week 1 for them.
I could agree with that. I say if it was like a mid-season game, like week 5, 6, I'd probably maybe go with Les Bouchers. But Black Diamonds are your winter champs. How do you pick against them, right? You gotta prove to me that they're going to lose a game. Like after shutting out back-to-back semifinals and finals to win that championship.
And you said defense doesn't win championships.
In that case, it did. I just say defense not win championships more often than offense does.
Keeper, you're getting too political. Next game.
Sour Peeps Sooners.
Give me Sour Peeps.
Who did I pick? I got the Sooners 45 in this one. I think they having played week 1 is going to benefit them in this case, whereas Sour Peeps are going to be their first week. I know they got Mario under center, but they're going to probably have a lot of players on this team that haven't played in the MFL. It's going to take a little bit of adjusting.
Now Mario throwing darts.
Candle Club, Flamboyant Flamingos.
I'm going to go Canal Club.
You went with Flamingos, though.
Did I?
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm going to go Flamboyant Flamingos. Why? I'm going to go Flamboyant Flamingos because they're a good team. They have a good
I mean, you
roster.
could always change it.
No, I won't change it. Are you sure I went Flamboyant Flamingos? I did go Flamboyant Flamingos. I'm going with F squared because
I'm sorry, you know what F squared means.
I think they're going to have quite a few picks in this game.
Okay.
We went with?
I'm going with Candle Club. I saw them play. I was very impressed. I think they could take down this Flamingos team in their opening week. Super Friends Airborne.
For hands.
So everyone proves me to go win a game. I don't think I could pick them to win a game.
Unfortunately, I agree, yeah.
Wizards and free agent D4 number 2.
I went back and forth in this one too. I'm going to go with Wizards. They're just a very athletic team.
Both teams lost, but Wizards scored 6 points, and that was 6 points more than free agent team scored.
So they combined scored 6 points.
So I'm going with Wizards for that reason. Serial Killers, Mustard Tigers.
This one was a tough one too. You go first.
I got Serial Killers.
I'm going to go Serial Killers as well. But in a very tight one. I think that's like...
I mean, if they're 5 players, it won't be tight.
True. No, I think they will be more than 5. I'm going to go 20-19 Serial Killers.
2019? I'll go 21-20 Serial Killers.
They basically stole my answer. Like adding a point here and there doesn't like count.
I mean, if I get the exact correct answer, I get more credit than you, right?
True.
All right, D5. Phoenix D5 and Titans.
Go first.
I got Phoenix D5 bouncing back in this one. I just think that teams that played week 1 playing against a new team that didn't play in week 2 have a slight advantage in this case.
I'm going to go Titans. With McMahon having a big game.
McMahon's not playing.
No, his brothers.
Austin?
Yeah, Austin.
Okay. Are we sure they're brothers? Not cousins?
That's a great point. No, they're brothers. They just look alike, I think.
Mimosa Crew and Los Politos.
Give me Mimosa Crew. I think Los Politos, they need to figure stuff out. They have a good team.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mimosa Crew have stuff slightly more figured out
Yeah.
at this point. Night Triangles, Heisenberg.
Night Triangles by a lot.
I also got Night Triangles. Are Night Triangles the favorites in D5 right now? You said you didn't see that game. You just want to interview them afterwards, right?
Yes. And I'd say, judging by the players they have and the experience they have, if I had to pick a favorite, I'd pick them.
Are they too strong for D5?
I don't think so. I would have to see later on in the season. I think it's a little bit early to tell.
Yeah.
Look, they had a good game.
We probably got Kevin already complaining about that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because Kevin scored in D45.
Yeah.
When doesn't Kevin?
It'll be interesting to see. Do you think in 5 years from now Kevin will be like a D2 quarterback?
D3 at best.
Really?
Yeah.
That's his plateau.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
No, it is. But he could. He
is a smart player.
Yeah, he is a smart player.
He's been playing football
But my grandmother's also smart, and I doubt she could throw a football.
Harsh words.
No.
Harsh words, Will.
No, I love my grandmother. Banana G. Love you, Kevin. But no, he is a smart quarterback. I think I like him as a snapper. I know C gives him crap all the time,
Yeah.
but I like him as a snapper.
Yeah. Anything else?
Don't think I forgot this week. Bowl predictions. Go first. I have to think of one on the spot. Actually, I could go. Red Zone's playing 10 out, correct, Terry?
Red Zone is playing 10 out.
I'm going to go... The total amount scored in this game will be 100 plus points.
Yeah, that's really bold.
It is bold. I'm bold of a guy.
I was going to say one of total points, but I had 80 in mind, so looks like you're...
80.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say each team scores at least 40.
Who?
I was going to say each team scores at least 40. Is that bold enough or no?
No, and you just stole my answer, so definitely not. You already stole
I
my
had
answer
it
once.
in mind before.
Well, snooze you lose. That's my bold prediction. 10 out, Red Zone. With Red Zone winning, total combined points, at least 100.
All right, I'll go with the same game.
Okay. I guess that's okay.
Okay, let me know if this one's an acceptable bold prediction. If I say Red Zone and 10 out,
usually you shouldn't pick the same game, but okay.
I'll pick another one just to make you happy after.
Thank you.
If I say Red Zone 10 out, total points are going to be under 50.
That's bold.
Yeah?
Yep, that's bold.
Okay.
Not as bold as mine, but it's bold.
You want me to go with another one?
Yeah, please. Okay, you know what? Look, I'll do another one too. We didn't do one last week. We got to do 2.
All right.
But give me a second to think of one. You go first.
Old school Jackrabbits.
Okay.
Okay. The game's played May 14th.
Yes. Oh, sorry. You know this Friday's May 13th, eh?
Yeah.
Is there a movie coming out or something?
You know there's probably a Friday the 13th at least once a year or
But that's once. That's one of every 365 days.
Okay. But why
Bro, I think that's a lot.
So there should be a movie every single year?
For Friday the 13th?
Your birthday happens every year. Is there a movie every year for your birthday? There's Christmas every year. There's a birthday every year for your Christmas?
There should be a movie for my birthday every year. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
My mom's working on it.
This is really bold because we think Old School Jackrabbit is going to be a very close game, right?
Yes, we do. I do.
The game is played May 14th.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Matsur's birthday that day.
Correct.
I have no idea how old Matsur is turning.
60, 61.
Okay. My bold prediction is one of the two teams will score 14 points and the other team will score the amount of points of the age of Mathieu. So like, let's say Mathieu turned 35. The game went 35-14. That's pretty bold, eh?
Oh, so the combined score won't be his age.
No. One team's going to score exactly 14
Okay.
points. It's played on the 14th.
Okay.
And that's the date of his
So
birthday.
the final score will be 61-14.
I don't think he's turning anywhere near 61, but I think... And it'll be a one-sided game,
Okay.
but I don't know who'll win it.
Okay.
That's pretty bold, right?
It is bold. That's good. Good stuff, dude. You're getting better. I'm going to go with... Shoot, it's not easy to think on the spot. There's going to be one game this week in Division 5 that finishes 2-0.
No!
Yep.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Well, you know what Mama says. There's a first for everything. I'm going to say there's one game...
You don't have to choose the game, but like if you were to choose
No,
one,
I have to choose the game.
I got one in mind.
Phoenix Titans.
So
No, sorry, my bad. Scrap that. I'm going to go Los Politos Mimosa Crew.
that was the one I had in mind. But
Yeah.
why did you say Phoenix Titans at first?
And the reason I switched is because I said McMahon's going to have a big game. So I can't see if the score's going to finish 2-0.
Well, your bold prediction could be completely unrelated to everything else you
No,
have on
no,
the show.
no,
Like
no.
I said, old school Jackrabbit's gonna be tight, but a bold prediction could be like something crazy that could happen.
My world
but you know
makes
that
sense.
the chances of it happening are slim.
No, in my world, things make sense. I don't know about yours.
But it'd be crazy that Kevin for back-to-back weeks scores 0 offensive touchdowns, right?
That's very likely. I'm going to go Los Politos Mimosa Crew. The final score finishes 2-0.
Okay,
And guess how the 2 points happens?
obviously safety. Before we end the show, let's just recap. Don't forget to comment and like to be part of the contest. Shoot us your ideas of what consequences it should be. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, watch the introduction of this video.
Yeah.
You get an extra vote for that. And follow our Instagram page, like the MFL Players page. Say hi to us when you see us at the park.
Yeah, please do.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Good luck to everyone in week 2.
You driving me home like the end of the week because we
Yes, I
don't
scheduled you to finish at the same time as me so I can give you enough time.
respect. So I may only see like 3 games or something. All I have to say, hope you enjoyed the show. See you Saturday.